check, 1 2 1 2. I represent, this is what I do. To any beat, anyway, I'ma give it to you. Best beware, open your ears to the truth as I push. I'm the man, I list the plan, fool. Any best that I kick is for your mind, fool. I'm a pimp, so I be up in your mind frame. Don't be a lame or drink up in this rap game. I'm the man, I list the plan, fool. Any best that I kick is for your mind, fool. I'm a pimp, so I be up in your mind frame. Don't be a lame or drink up in this rap. They love the way I talk, they love the way I walk, they love the way I walk on that ass till it's drunk. I make them hot, so at the end they give it up. I hit it up, beat it up to the last drop. Come on. What's the use of the fame when you ain't paid? I go back to a decade when I got made. Got paid, got laid for the rhymes I lay. On the regular, I flow spectacular. I'm the man, I list the plan.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another amazing episode of KRS Astrology Weekly Show. It's a show where I answer your questions from my videos, the comments that you leave on my videos each week. I take a bunch of those comments and then I make a Q&A video out of that every week. So if you want to get your questions answered, leave a comment on my videos that I upload every week, including this video. So a lot going on, man. Oh my god. I don't even know where to start. That's why I need this coffee again. And no, it's not spiked because I need to keep myself up. So, as you guys know, this Sunday at around 8 a.m. I'm going to open the option 7 again for career consultation for people. This is going to be the last one for this year. And the thing is, I'm gonna bring it back around January or February, and what I'm gonna do is every day I'm just gonna open it for like 1 hour. I won't say it, I won't tell anyone, because the thing is, it's just I get very overwhelmed. Even like 16, 17 consultation, like I was supposed to only take 12 consultation this past week, and I ended up taking like 17 of them, and it just overwhelms, man. Oh my god, it really is. Just a little part of somebody's consultation, as something as small as a career and what career is best for them. For a guy like me, it takes a lot out, because you know, it's just I'm not somebody as good as and as quick as, you know, K.N. Rao or B.V. Raman or something, you know, where they can just look at a chart and tell you exactly what's going on within 20 seconds. For me, it takes time, and it takes you know, a lot out of me, because I have too many other things going on. So that's gonna happen. And I also brought this new option 6 for you guys on my website, because every time somebody, you know, got my books, my astrology books, or they got my astrology report that you get, yet because some of you guys are very new to astrology, you're like, what the hell am I looking at? You know, what am I? And then once I used to get this email, then I'm like spending like literally another 15 minutes writing this email. Okay, look, it's in this house, this is in this house. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make a special option 6 where I'm going to make an audio for those people who do not know anything about astrology, and especially Vedic astrology, where they do not know what their ascendant is, their planetary placements are, their sign placements are, their nakshatras, Karakamsha, you know, Charadasha, you know, Vimshotri Dasha, Lord through houses. I'm still having a lot of people question it. Even after my video that I made on what is Lord through houses, people are still not able to grasp it, and that's fine. What I do in this report, I simply tell you your first Lord, Sun, is in the 8th house. So then you can go to my series of first Lord through 8th house and watch that whole video to see what exactly is happening with your thing. And I also talk about moon nakshatras, your planetary nakshatras, Karakamsha, you know. So all of these things, including the divisional charts, I talk about. So this way you know exactly what you're looking at on my channel and in my books, including conjunction and aspects. So, you know, go to exactly to that page. Oh, this is what that means. Oh, okay, now I see why. So that's, and then option 7, I made it as career consultation, which is not going to be active all the time until January. And then it's just going to be on and off, on and off. I'll just leave it for 1 hour. And if nobody comes and gets it, boom, it's gone. It's gone for that day. But right now I can't do it. The reason why I'm doing this on like bi-weekly basis, just for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes of, opening time for option 6, is because I got too much stuff going on. I got to take care of my other, my other couple of businesses that I have online. And then I got to fulfill my books. I got to do my YouTube videos because they get lagged and then I feel empty when I don't do YouTube videos, because that's really my bread and butter. That's like really my main meat. That's what I just love doing. Like all of these things are like just behind the scenes stuff that, kind of keep me occupied. But it's like when I log on my YouTube videos, then I get like impatient. I'm like, oh man, I got to make 3 videos now this week. I got to make 2 videos in one day this week, like I'm doing it today. So that's, what's going on. And then one last thing I want to talk about is the Xbox. So today when I was walking in the mall, they had a special going. They had Xbox 360. So what I did, it's right here. Okay. Here is I went straight to the Microsoft store. Yes, not a sponsor, but I went to their store today from at the mall, and then I picked up Xbox 360. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Xbox 360 right here. Okay? And here's the dilemma that I have. This is supposed to be given to a lucky person, this week as a Christmas gift from me, for, just being loyal fans and, loyal subscribers, I should say, not even fans. And it's just a small way of, saying that thank you and have Merry Christmas. But here's the dilemma that I'm gonna tell you guys about, is that I picked it up not for myself, because I'm not into gaming. The only gaming that I love is Super Mario Brothers. I'm that old school Super Nintendo guy. And actually, I got the Wii too for my wife because she loves Mario. So that's the only thing I play. I'm not into games, could care less, what game is out and what is going on. However, I picked it up today because I'm like, what? This would be a great giveaway gift. Even though they have Xbox One out, I'm sure you guys would love to play games. And, some of you are gamers out there, which I know, because you guys, I see that in the comments and everything. So, but here's the thing. After I bought that thing and I told my wife, oh yeah, I'm going to do this as a giveaway on my YouTube page. And then she's like, oh, really? So you're going to send it out anywhere in the world? I'm like, yeah. She's like, what is going to be the cost of it? I'm like, I don't know, probably like $20, $30. And then she's like, you might want to check that. And so when I went on FedEx and UPS website and did the whole poundage measurement, the type of thing it is, how many pound it is, what's the cost. But if I was to ship this out to India or anywhere outside of US, it's going to cost me close to $180 to $220. It's going to cost me twice as much to ship it out outside of United States. And so this is the dilemma I'm running through, because of the fact 60% of my viewers are from outside of US. And I feel it's not going to be fair to you guys to not get this offer of me to send this worldwide. And if I was to just do it in US, I can send it on a 7 to 14 day delivery for like less than $40, even from US mail. But doing it internationally will cost me like around total of literally $400, around $400 just to send this box. That's gonna be a little too much for me, I'm not Shah Rukh Khan or Tom Cruise, man. I gotta pay rent, So that's the thing that I'm running into, is that I want to do this giveaway. But after I realized that it's going to cost me so much, now I'm just like, what do I do? You know, you guys let me know. I want to do this, but it's just going to cost me more than what the Xbox cost. If I ship it out with a UPS and FedEx or DHL, that's the only way it's going to go out. You know, even with US mail, it's going to cost enough, but they will not, if they do the tracking where I or you who's going to get this and they track this, it's going to cost me pretty much just as much. But without tracking, then you are in danger of losing the product. It may come to you, it may not come to you, and knowing some of these countries and how their delivery system is, you can trust it. So I'm still thinking of what to do. I was going to give it to somebody who comments today, and I was going to pick that comment. I might still do it, but you guys got to know, I'm not, you know, going against anyone or any country. It's just that it costs. So I'm not going to be using it. I might give it away to somebody or in my family if I'm not able to send it out, but I want to be fair when I send it out. I want to be like, hey, it can go anywhere in the world. So if you have any ideas of how to send this to any country, especially like India, Russia, you know, Australia, and UK, that's where majority of my followers are from as well. So, you know, it's here, you know, it's waiting. So I'm going to think about it. I'm going to see what decision I come up with. If it's going to, you know, go against some of you guys and make you guys feel bad. So I might do it, I may not do it. So let's see, you know. So anyway, guys, let's get to our Q&A session. All right, the first question comes from Amit Wazakar. Please, can you elaborate the concept of Vargotama? Sure. Vargotama means that when a planet is in the same sign in your birth chart and the same sign in any divisional chart, especially Nemansha chart, which is the D9 chart. And so when they are in the same sign, even if they're debilitated, they become strong. Because of the fact their dignity doesn't change. They stay who they are. They stay put who they are. And because of that, the person is easily able to develop themselves. Now, if like an exalted sun is becoming debilitated sun in the Nemansha chart, what's going to be happening is that they will start out as being very confident and having a very good self-esteem and, you know, egoistic. But as their life progresses, they might run through certain failures that will bring their confidence down, that will bring their self-esteem down, you know, that will just like make them introverted. And so as they get older, they feel they have this inferior complex within themselves. They're not confident about what they are, who they are, because they made such major mistakes as they were in their transition period of becoming their Nemansha. And if there's a debilitated sun and a debilitated sun in the Nemansha chart, what this shows is that this person had a low self-esteem, low confidence, and low, you know, appreciation of themselves. But as life progresses and they became their Nemansha, that same sun stayed. And what happened is they kind of realized that, hey, I have a low self-confidence. I have a low self-esteem. What do I do? Okay, well, let me become this personality so I don't get hurt, because I know who I am is not going to change. So let me pick a career. Let me pick the kind of friends. Let me pick the kind of wife where my ego, self-esteem will not be hurt, because I know who I am. So that's what happens with Vargotama planets. Even a debilitated planet realizes that it's debilitated, and it tries to work with it, not go against the tide. It goes with the tide. So it may not pick, let's say, if you have a debilitated sun in the Nemansha as well. Such people, and I have seen that they do not pick friends who are richer than them, who are more educated than them. They will not make really good friends with somebody who has more money and a bigger house than them. Because as soon as they run into that, their self-esteem comes down, because they're not confident enough and happy enough about who they are. But they're able to work towards it. their planet becomes strong, and they're like, okay, I'm going to keep the friends that are exactly at my level. And so when I go to their house, I'm feeling like I'm at the exact same level. Now, is that a good or bad thing? That there's no such thing. That's their life. They have decided to do that. You can't say that's right or wrong. At least they're working with their, dilemmas and their negativity. But when a planet changes from one dignity to the other by sign, then it's changing. You know, like how you see your friend in high school, but then as soon as he graduates college and you meet him after 4 years, he's like, dude, who are you? Or you meet your high school friends at your very first college reunion at 29, 30 years of age, and you're like, who are you? What happened to you? You know, you're like, you were this complete joker and this funny guy, and now you're just serious about corporates and money and stock. What's wrong with you? That's because the person, their dignity of the planets changed to something more mature and serious. Probably more like a Saturnian personality. So this is what Vargotama is. And obviously, even a Vargotama can be troublesome for majority of the people. Especially if your Vargotama, let's say, debilitated sun in the birth chart and debilitated sun in the Namansha, yet in the Namansha it's in the axis of Rahu and Ketu, then it's really being damaged. So you started out with low self-esteem, it's becoming even lower. So, and then of course there's a way to get out of it, and you got to see what yoga is being formed with the sun, and then you got to see where is sun actually doing better. Perhaps maybe sun is exalted in Saptamsha chart. So that means when it comes to raising children, you are a confident person. So it might be exalted in Dasamsha chart. When it comes to taking a leadership role in work, you're confident. Yet just internally, you're not confident. You have this cover with Namansha, because Namansha is very important. So that's what Vargotama planets are. Next one is from Vedango Guidance. For a Virgo ascendant, what might be the effects of a exchange of signs between Saturn and Moon? Moon in Capricorn and then Saturn in there. Okay, so what this shows is that during your studies, whenever it came to education or having fun, you were always criticized and you were always in a very strict environment. Okay. Yet, as time progresses, what happened is you yourself became very strict towards your children. You yourself become very cold towards the things of education and romance and fun. Fun and romance, it becomes, this chore for you. You're like, what is this? Why do I have to get flowers for you? Why do I have to, play a music song for you? Here, have some money. This is what you need. I have a house, okay? I got this bank balance. Don't you want that? Don't you want that to raise children? Okay, then shut up. That's what I'm going to be about. So this is the exchange that happens with Moon and Saturn. Saturn becomes cold with the network circle. So your friends, when it comes to your friends, your network, professional network circles, you may be very cold towards them. But because of the fact in early on in age, in your youth, when you were learning, going to college or growing up, your mother was a strict disciplinarian, and when it came to education and romance and love, you just felt like, oh my God, if I did something wrong, I'm going to be punished. So that's what the exchange. But this yoga creates a dhan yoga. So when it comes to like things related to, speculative business and getting gains through like oil, steel, iron, and business of women's clothing, these two planets then will be active and do better. So it depends how you look at it. If you're going to look at them emotionally, psychologically, this is what the scenario is going to be. Through business, it's going to be a very good thing. So that's what it is. And there's a lot more meaning to it. I can go on for like 15 minutes on just Parivartan Yoga, which I will on my channel. We'll do a Parivartan Yoga between every planet, and you'll see what's exactly happening. I'll do Parivartan Yoga through each sign and house. How's that? Okay? Wait. Like the wise guys would say in the Italian, forget about it. Forget about it. So, next one is from Mouse Tech Cash Dash. The hell is that name? Moshtash Cash Dash. Okay. I'm a Scorpio ascendant with Rahu in the second house, Ketu in the 8th house. They are sitting in each other's nakshatra. There are also switching signs and houses in my D9 chart. I'm a Scorpio Ascendant in my D9 chart with Ketu in the second house, Rahu in the 8th house. What this shows, if they're in each other's nakshatra, in Rahu's time period, when you are going through your Rahu Mahadasha, you're going to be interested in astrology and things of the occult. And at the same time, you're going to experience a lot of upheaval, sudden ups and downs, sudden travel, no direction in, life, or no direction as to what is happening, because it's becoming like Ketu. And in Ketu time period, you're going to be like, again, directionless, but at the same time, suddenly you're going to have this windfall of money. Yet at the same time, suddenly you're going to be interested in occult at the same time. So it's like this yin-yang energy. You're going to want money. At the same time, you don't want money. At the same time, you want to learn the occult. At the same time, you're going after the money again. So again, it's just the person runs these cycles in their head. There's no definite answer for this because of the fact they're exchanging each other's energy. Rahu and Ketu are very powerful, exchanging each other's nakshatra energy. So it just confuses a person in their Mahadasha and Antradasha. Sorry, I just had coffee again, so I belched. Hey, forget about it. I farted too. How's that for sake? And my room's closed with no windows open too. Jeez. Don't you just love my honesty? Positive and creative. Really? We'll see about that, buddy. Is it Vargotama if Jupiter is in Leo in the main birth chart and in the 5th house in the D9 chart? Because in a sense, Jupiter is in Leo's counterpart in D9. Oh, no. I know what you mean, because 5th house is the energy of the sign Leo. And if Jupiter's in Leo, in the 5th house in Nemansha, while just in Leo, in the D1 chart, and in D9 chart, it might be in the 5th house in the sign of Virgo, how is it going to be? Will it be the same? No, it's not Vargotama. It's only the sign. The sign placement, the exact same sign is Vargotama. Otherwise, it's not. It'll try to express that energy of the 5th house. But remember, when I do my lore through houses, you guys know what happens. Saturn does not do exactly what Moon does. Moon does not do exactly what Venus does. So it's not the same energy, even if the sign is different. Or even if the house is the same. Spawn Kill 16. Please respond. What gives the combination of Sun, Rahu, Venus in Leo in the 1st house, Nemansha, for a person if he's running Jupiter Mahadasha and Jupiter is in the birth chart being placed in Leo 12th house? No. This is again a goulage of statement. You're running from one planet to the other. What is the meaning of Sun, Rahu, Venus in Leo in the 1st house, yet I'm running Jupiter Dasha who's getting an aspect from Rahu in the 1st house? Just to answer this question, it's not. It's just I don't even know what to say. I'm out of words. How am I supposed to answer this? It's way too complicated. Keep it simple. You should have just asked, what is the meaning of Saturn, Sun, Rahu, Venus in Leo as a conjunction in the 1st house? That I can elaborate on. So ask me questions that don't go from one angle to the other. Just ask for one thing. And so hopefully next time you'll ask me just one-liner or two-liner. What is the result of Parivartan Yoga created by Mars in Libra in the 11th house and Venus is Scorpio in the 12th house? It's what this shows is that you are going to be having a lot of male friends, male network circle. And through this network circle, you're going to be able to go to foreign lands and meet your wife in foreign lands. Or through your network circle of male friends, you're going to be meeting a wife or a woman who's going to be in foreign lands. And yet at the same time, that woman is going to be psychologically troubled, or that woman is going to have a really bad relationship with a mother and father. Yet at the same time, it just shows a lot of sexuality with somebody in your network circle who might be from foreign lands. You yourself actually are a very sexual person. You have, but yeah, that's what it is. So that was by Pathik Lalan. Lalanai, Lalan. So next one is from Satya. I read in some article that mutual exchange between Mars in the first house Libra and Venus in the seventh house Aries in Amantia indicates multiplicity of relationship, and if Venus is conjunct with Moon and aspected by Saturn, it indicates that such a person will have sexual relationship with others with consent of spouse. Do you think it's true? Yeah, it is somewhat true. The thing is, especially when you have Venus and Moon conjunction with an aspect of Saturn, what is happening? First of all, Moon is drying out Venus because first of all, they're both enemies, and Moon has the ability to suck the water out because Moon is a dry planet. Moon likes to suck the energy, especially of Venus, because Moon also is able to get eclipsed. So with this, what happens is the person always wants to get attention with Venus and Moon conjunction. In the birth chart, especially, that will show up to 35 years of age. If they're not being nurtured in a relationship, and if they're not getting the attention all the time, they will leave that person. And Nemansha, meaning that their second half of life is going to be that way. And with the Saturn aspect, shows Saturn is again making Venus dry and cold. As much as Venus is best friend of Saturn, Saturn has this coldness, this like emotionless. And with Moon, it makes it emotionless towards love. So for them to cheat on a spouse is not a very hard thing. For them to just meet someone in a bar and cheat on their spouse while their spouse is nurturing their kid at home, they'll be like emotional. It's like a psychopath. It's like a serial killer. You cannot reason with it. Their brain wiring, because of the planetary alignments, are not able to understand the difference between a statue and a human being. For them, killing a human being or raping a human being is just as significant as, just kicking a dead horse. They don't care. So, next one is from AK. What's the effect of Mars and Venus in Purva Falguni Nakshatra in 7th and 8th house respectively for Aquarius ascendant? Well, how can there be two placements? I'll just give you the seventh house placements for Aquarius ascendant. Okay. Because in Aquarius ascendant, for Purva Falguni Nakshatra, for Venus and Mars to be in, shows somebody who is very sexual towards the opposite sex, and also shows somebody who can take responsibility in a relationship and be very passionate towards that relationship. Because Purva Falguni Nakshatra is about bearing responsibility. It's like a mother bearing the child. And Mars in Purva Falguni Nakshatra does very well. Why? Because Mars is a protector. Mars in Gemini astrology actually represents the mother. Because Mars protects. Mars says, I'm going to hold you. It's like the lioness, who will not let her cubs get a snake or anybody else get to her cubs. She will kill you. She'll rather be killed than have her cubs be taken away in front of her. So same thing with Mars. Mars in Purva Falguni Nakshatra, in the sign of Leo, first of all, he's becoming like this really show-offy great soldier. But because he's in a Purva Falguni Nakshatra, he's making a statement out in the world that do not come near my kids or do not come near my spouse because it's in the 7th house. I'm going to kill you. So these guys, what happens is, in a good way, they protect you. But in the bad way, they can be very jealous and protective. They will not let you even look at your emails without snooping behind you, because they just want to make sure they go get paranoid. So they're very dynamic, sexual, protective, and at the same time, they can become very, very jealous towards the opposite sex. Okay, Matthew Kelly. I have Venus and Saturn conjunction in my 5th house. They have a similarities and difference, but both were really accurate description. Venus and Saturn in the 5th house shows that somebody who can be creatively express themselves and actually do what they think about creatively. Because Saturn is working. Saturn is repetitive, routine work, or Saturn is getting up and doing something. Mars gives me the energy and tells me, hey, get up. Saturn says, Saturn is the motion of getting up and working. Venus is creativity. So in the 5th house of creativity and dynamic self-expression, Venus says, I am creatively ready to express myself. And because of Saturn, they become this workaholic towards their creative expression, towards their creative work. Even in relationship, they will work the other person. They will keep calling them. They will keep doing things. They will keep them in motion. Now, it's a good thing that these people can actually take a relationship for a long, long time with the same amount of passion. In a negative way, they can annoy someone to constantly go after them repetitively. So it's again, good or bad thing. Depends on, what the person is like, what their moon is like. So next one is from Bhavanya Kamale. Helpful for all the person who are interested in astrology like myself. My question is, I'm a Libra ascendant with Mars and Saturn in the 1st house, and Jupiter retrograde in the 3rd house, and Moon is there a denial of marriage in my chart? Because as long as I remember, I didn't feel like getting married. But now my family is forcing me to get married. Okay, so you said Rahu is in the 8th house and the denial. Okay, the thing is, it's not denying marriage. It's bringing marriage late in life. Especially because Saturn aspects the 7th house from the 7th aspect. And Saturn sits with the 7th Lord Mars. And whenever these two combination comes together, that creates a late marriage. Somebody around 37, 38 will get married. Second, there's a war happening in your ascendant, in your personality. And the reason why I can see from this placement, the reason why you haven't been able to get married is because of the fact you always constantly fight with yourself. You doubt yourself. And at the same time, you feel that you are this workaholic person who's like, it's all about me. I have to work. I have to do this. I have to do that. And the other person is being malnourished because of the fact the 7th Lord is now with Saturn. It's having to work. And second, Ketu is in the 2nd house. When Ketu is in the 2nd house, it shows dissatisfaction and detachment from scenario of family. These people are not so attached with family. They do not want family. But the marriage will happen because of the fact, at least from this alignment, it will happen. But you have to look at the Namansha chart to see what's the true story. But what's happening is that you're just in a fight with yourself in your mind, in your brain. And at the same time, you're a very technical and mechanical person. It shows you could be an engineer or dentist as well. All right. Eric Strand. Last one is Eric Strand. Can you tell me my Ghatni Karka Sun at 10 degrees and Bhatri Karka Mercury at 26 degrees? Whoa, you're going under all the Karkas. Any info will be awesome. Okay, I'll tell you the first one, Ghatni Karka Sun. In Gemini astrology, when your planet Sun, or the Sun, the star, holds the 6th highest degree, becomes a Ghatni Karka, the planet of obstacles and obstruction. So in Charadhasha, whenever Antradhasha of the sign where Sun is placed in, or if Sun is in the ascendant, or Sun is in the 10th from your Charadhasha, will show problems through authorities and government. You may run into some government problems. You might have fights with authorities, and authorities and government will try to hold you back from accomplishing your goals and dreams, or father will become this obstruction. If it's not the government, then father will become this enemy for you who will keep you from doing things that you really want to do. Okay. So, guys, this was my weekly astrology KRS show. If you want to get your full astrological report, including all my books, for that, check out the link down there somewhere. Otherwise, we'll see you next week.
I give you quality honey, so put your money on me. With my authority, surely you wanna get up on it. I give you quality honey, so put your money on me. With my authority, surely you wanna get up on it. I'm super fly with the rhymes I supply. Float like a butterfly, high up in the sky.